Welcome to Southeast Sportsnet. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. Joining me on the summit today is Donnie Smith from the Southeastern Fire, the Sports Information Director, Director of Athletic Communications, all those cool titles. Donnie, I know the main thing is that you get the word out about the Southeastern Athletic Department, and you do a very good job of it. As a matter of fact, I want to take a moment to congratulate Donnie, the Sports Information Director of the Year in the Sun Conference. Well-deserved. I read your work, and I know that it is a team effort. I'm going to go ahead and say that before you get a chance to get it out there, but somebody has to lead that team, and you're doing a good job.
Well, thanks, Joey. We do have a great team this year. Obviously, you're well aware of the challenges that 2020, 2021 provided the world of college athletics. So it's just a kudo to our administration, our conference leadership for creating a way for us to play this year. Our profession's taking a hit right now just because of the amount of burnout that happened throughout the school year. There's a lot of good people that are looking for another way to make a living right now. And I'm just blessed and very thankful for an administration and leadership that believes in what we do and create resources for us to be successful on a daily basis. Andrew, too, our Assistant Sports Information Director, is outstanding. Absolutely good enough to be a head SID about wherever he wants, but has found a niche here at Southeastern. He's a Lakeland guy, loves being here, and has a chance to do ministry as part of Southeastern as well. He leads devotions with our baseball team and has just developed relationships with a lot of our athletes. Our two graduate assistants that we had last year, Sam Holcomb got another year of softball eligibility through COVID, so was doing double duty with us, playing softball, our starting second baseman, and working in our office on a daily basis. And Mark McCollum, who's still a free agent right now, if anybody's looking for some help in the world of sports, Mark McCollum would be a great guy to have, great teammate, can do anything for you.
That is incredibly cool. I like that, and just running everything down. And I know that you went from seeming like 0 stories a day to probably about 7 stories a day in the spring. And that's enough to take a toll on anybody, even the best of you all. But congratulations. Well, I want to give full disclosure really quickly, because I know that the thumbnail here shows you and I speaking at Victory Field, and we had a chance to visit back in May. Thoroughly enjoyed the time, by the way. Southeastern has a great campus, fantastic campuses. I'm sure you see by the thumbnail, and I'll just drop that over us really quickly. But we had a good time visiting. I did not do a good enough job with the audio, so we're getting a chance to visit again. Sorry, you're not going to get to hear that conversation in its entirety, but Donnie did a great job. I will say that. He did a fantastic job. Again, wonderful campus. And Donnie, I know we could talk some football. I do want to just a little bit. You guys had a ton of spring sports and even some fall sports in the spring, as you were talking about, just an amazingly busy spring. But when you're playing as long as your teams were and making playoff runs, that's pretty cool.
It is. It gives us a lot to talk about. Like you said, it creates a lot more work, but I think it beats the alternative. The chance to talk about some highly successful teams, make national tournament runs is a lot of fun. The baseball team, I think we were talking about before we went on the air, won a game out in Lewiston at the Vista NAI World Series, scored 25 runs in that first game, which was close to an NAI record. Southeastern and LSU Shreveport combining for the most runs. If you like offense, that was the game to watch. If you're kind of a traditional baseball fan and really liked just those efficient pitching matchups, that was probably not the game to watch if you were out in Idaho. It was really fun. I got to go with our track and field team to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Jaquel Bush winning the 200 meters on the women's side, our first individual national champion, getting a chance to be at the finish line and watch her excel in those last 30 meters away to victory was awesome. Just had a great week overall there. Our men's team was in first place for a little bit after a solid showing in the 110 hurdles. Both teams ended up finishing fifth, just outside of the podium. But for a team that, when you take 2020 into account, it was just their second ever outdoor national championship. So to already be among the top 5 and putting pressure on teams nationally amongst some of those blue bloods was exciting to see. And then our men's tennis team, we've got an alum in Drew Dickens leading that program. He led them to their first men's national championship appearance, got into the first round, came up just short against a very good Grace College team. So we're excited to see what he does next year, leading that team forward.
Man, I'll tell you what, you all have a lot going on, and I teased Victory Field just a little bit because it's a fantastic venue there, because football is now finally right around the corner. I know that some of the teams got to play Southeastern, got to get a few games in the fall of 2020, but it's just such a nice feeling, knowing, really believing for sure that the season will be going on full strength, a full schedule for the Fire on the football field, as well as we are just right around the corner.
Yeah, I think about a year ago, if you look back on what football was going to look like, had you asked me a year ago, what's the team looking like? Not sure. What's the season looking like? Not sure. I think you've got a little bit better idea this go around. I think a lot of the leagues and teams have started to see that there's some light at the end of this tunnel and starting to look forward. Victory Field, as you mentioned, we're a little biased, but we think it's the best facility in the NAI, among one of the best in college football that you're going to see at the small college level. I think we talked about when you were down on your visit, passing through on vacation, where we were standing when I first got to Southeastern was a soccer field. So it's been really neat to see the transition that's happened and the growth that's happened here at Southeastern, to take that from basically a 200-seat soccer facility to a 3,500-seat state-of-the-art college football facility was a lot of fun. Coach Cesar Rivas, our head coach, was going into his first season at Southeastern last year. Not exactly the most ideal time to be going through a coaching change. He's putting in an offense through Zoom, trying to know his players through a computer screen and FaceTime. This year he's been able to have a full spring, be able to know what he's got, be able to work with his guys, have things in place. So I think we're excited about what the 2021 season is going to hold for Fire football.
And, they did pretty well, too. I mean, it was a fairly good season on top of that. I think was losses, I believe, only to was it Kaiser and then Lindsey Wilson? Is that correct?
Just one loss to Kaiser.
Okay.
Yep. They went on to the national semifinals. So, and we're right in that game, really. It came down to a one-possession game at the end. Had some injuries happen during that game. So we've got a freshman quarterback that even led us down the field, got us into scoring range, just came up just a little bit short.
And a very tough team in Kaiser, and I dropped Lindsey Wilson, and of course they won the national championship too. So anyway, around it was a very good season for football. I appreciate your time, and I'm always very thankful for the time to get to visit with sports information directors, and I really do appreciate you, Donnie. I enjoy your work, and I'm thankful for what you do. You have a good program there, though. Southeastern, you mentioned I was stopping through on my vacation. This was an intentional stop, though. That was something through. It was nice to get to see my daughter as well, a daughter who's living in Florida now. But besides that, we wanted to stop by and see what's going on there at Southeastern, because even just watching from an outsider's perspective, it looks fantastic. An athletic director like you all have in Drew Watson, fantastic guy. I follow him on social media. I thoroughly enjoy reading what he has to say. The man has some God-given wisdom. He does. And I think you all have a great staff there.
We really do. And I think that's kind of where it starts, at least in our athletic department, but it really trickles from the top down. President Ken Engel does a great job. Dr. Chris Owen as well, our executive vice president, providing leadership. And those two guys see the value of athletics and what we can do and what we can bring to a university. And Drew has really kind of have pushed our group as a whole to meet the standards that he has, which are high and rightfully so. He's a multiple-time Sun Conference Athletic Director of the Year, a NAC Athletic Director of the Year. So when you've got that vision at the top, you've really got no choice but to elevate your game to where everybody else is. And that's really shown that the amount of coaches of the year that we've had. BJ Gisa, our athletic trainer, was the Sun Conference Athletic Trainer of the Year. So you mentioned the award that we won at the top of the show. There was really a lot of pressure not to be the one that messed it all up. You've got BJ that won an award, Drew won an award. Don't be the one that messes up the streak. So thankfully we were able to keep it going and just kind of maintain the level of excellence that we expect as a whole at Southeastern.
One of the things too for Southeastern, it goes beyond what you do on the field. And again, I mean, we've given all the accolades and could do many more of what the Fire athletic department as a whole is doing on the field, but it goes beyond just that too, because you all see what you do even as ministry, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our coaches one time, and they said, what a unique opportunity that we have. If you look at our conference at the time, Embry-Riddle, who's now an NCAA Division II member, they were in our conference. It's like, well, what's the mission of Embry-Riddle? What are they about? They're one of the most elite flight schools in the world. Is there a way that they can show that what their mission is during a soccer match? Not really. You're not going to be able to learn how to take off or land an airplane during a soccer game. Johnson & Wales was in our conference at the time, one of the most elite culinary schools or hospitality schools that there are. Is there a way, are they going to share a chicken cordon bleu recipe with you during the game? Is there a way that they can live out their mission during a game? Not really. Well, Southeastern's about Jesus and being a Christian school. Is there a way that we can live out our mission and show what we're about during a competition? Absolutely. And I think that's what we strive to do. I think obviously we all fall short. Jesus is the only guy that never got a yellow card, but still we're able to live out our mission each and every day on the field in competition, no matter what.
I think that is incredibly cool. I may steal that analogy too. I might even give you credit for it. We'll see how that works out, but I think that is great. Donnie Smith, the Sports Information Director, Director of Athletic Communications, all the titles again that go with that. You do a fantastic job. And I know that you appreciate the university at which you get to work. Thank you so much for taking time with us today here on the Summit. And we look forward to following Southeastern athletics into the 21-22 season.
Yeah, always great to visit with you, Joe. 10 years in radio, I've been through my fair share of technical difficulties, but any excuse we can come up with to chat again, I'm all for. Again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your vacation to meet up. And I think that's kind of one of the things that you find most special about working in sports or working in broadcasting is you start to think more about the people that you get to interact with as opposed to the places that you get to go or the teams that you get to see or the games that you get to be at. I've gotten to the point now to where when I look at a team's schedule, it's not about, am I finding another state to check off my list? It's, well, who can I go see? Who can I interact with and catch up with again? And I think that's what makes working in this industry special. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.